Hi, this is John from FlatCatGear, and I'm going to take one more shot at smoking. Um, Smoking, while backpacking is going to be pretty niche. I started tinkering around with the idea of smoking, and really where the biggest benefit would be probably for people who go fishing. Because you can pan fry fish, and you can do a lot of other ways, but smoking just adds another dimension. You could also smoke things like cheeses and some other things, but I don't expect people to do that backpacking too much. So what I've done is, I've taken, I'm using an open country 2-quart pot, and I've got about an inch of wood cherry chips in it. I am out of fish, so I'm going to smoke a piece of pork that's been marinating. Now, it's not going to cook the pork. I just want to get the smoky flavor in there, and I'm going to finish it up in the oven when I'm done. But I want to get, a good half hour, 45 minutes of smoke in there just to enhance the flavor. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting rosemary, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to crumple up some tin foil just to give me some space between the sawdust and the meat, and then I'm going to smoke it from there. And this does a pretty good job on your pan. It's going to take a lot of cleaning, so maybe later I'll try something like lining the bottom with foil. But right now I put it directly. The sawdust is directly on top of the pot, about an inch. Then I crumpled up some foil to give me some space, and then I'm going to put this piece of pork right on top there, and we're going to go smoke it for maybe 45 minutes or so. I'm going to use the Bobcat cooking system. I'm going to use the FlatCat standard stove with the bacon simmering up on high. Now, I didn't add any water to the sawdust, so we're just going to let it go and see how it does. Okay, this is John again. So I tried it with the simmer ring. The simmer ring wasn't putting out enough power. So what I did was I took the simmer ring off, and I added a few, about 5 milliliters of water to the stove. So it's really in it's the same mode that I use for frying and sauteing. We'll see how that goes. I restarted my timer. I do want to see a good amount of smoke coming out of this pot. So now you see a good amount of smoke coming out. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to add the simmer ring back on once the smoking started. Okay. So I think the trick was not using the simmer ring, using the stove until everything got smoky, and then put the simmer ring on. You can see got a good amount of smoke going. So I'm going to keep this one going. So I think I figured out the trick. I think the trick is to use a FlatCat standard stove with the pot set up on high like you're doing dry baking, and going ahead and letting it burn just the FlatCat stove at the start. What happens is it starts smoking pretty quickly in a couple of minutes. Then put the simmering on. So I think what happens is the wood chips have to get up to enough temperature where they can start combusting, which is actually, I think it's in the 700-800 degree range. And then once you put on the simmer ring, it can help it keep it going at a lower level. So again, one of the things I said, this was a niche kind of thing. I figured you're going to do it for cooking trout. I cooked a large piece of pork. I didn't expect it to cook all the way through. I just wanted to get the smoky flavor. I'm going to finish it off in my oven. What I do want to see is how the wood turned out, whether the wood got dark and charcoaly. So no water was added to this, and you can see that this cherry wood is all charred, so that's exactly what you want it to do. So I think I got a process down. Again, mainly fish, and probably with fish you could probably smoke it and get it cooked this way in about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes. This was just to get the smoky flavor in the pork, and I'm just going to go finish cooking that in the oven. So it looks good. I think if I were to do smoking long term, I think I'd probably find a way to line the inside of the pot because this burns on, and there's still some wood stuck to the pot, and it's going to be a little bit to clean up. Or I thought about putting a foil disc down on the bottom, kind of like I do parchment paper with baking, to make it easier to clean up. So in that's probably my last experiment. Looks like smoking. Again, the key is to start the pot up high, use a regular stove until it starts smoking, let it smoke for a minute or two, then put the simmering on. The simmering helps keep the ambient temperature going and allows the rest of the wood chips to smolder and burn smoke. Visit us at www.flatcatgear.com.